Well, how you guys doing? We are back once again with another installment of
The Deadbox podcast. We are back, baby.
That's
we are
right.
so
Season
back.
2 back and better than ever.
I know we took a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
We're a little busy, but hey, we wanted to make sure that we continue to bring you more stuff from Season 2. There is more stuff planned.
Yeah, and today, as you can see, there's a lot of Airsoft replicas over here on the table.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, this is new stuff, and honestly, I think 2024 is a pretty exciting year. There's a lot of really great stuff that has come out. If you guys wanted to hear our personal opinions. So these opinions do not reflect those of Airsoft GI. These are just opinions of...
Just between Boaz and I.
Just within the Mill Gang itself, all right? So take that for what you will with a grain of salt. So, yeah.
So we're going to just dive right into this. Again, like all these models here. Again, this is just I would say just like a little sampling, essentially, of like all the cool stuff that has come out so far. But why don't we start off this way? Boaz, why don't you pick one of your personal favorite items to be released this year?
Favorite
thing that's on the table right now. We'll get all into in the details and everything. We'll even look up the price because most of these are going to be available at AirsoftGI.com.
That's tough. There's so many really good ones here that I want to pick from. But I guess let's start small.
We can start small.
Start small. Of course, you know me, bro. You know me.
Of course.
ATP GT. Holy moly, this guy. I've been waiting for a very long time, bated breath. I had to keep my mouth quiet about this for quite a while, actually.
How long did you know about this?
At least like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Yeah, so I've known about this. This is definitely something that I have seen. Like KDB was nice enough to show this to me, like their non-functioning prototypes or mock-ups, and this and the ATP-Z, which will be coming
very soon.
Hopefully. TM. Yeah, so. But honestly, because this is, it's definitely not the coolest looking Airsoft replica out there.
I think that's for definitely like a big, very important reason though. Maybe people don't really know what the ATP is.
So the ATP stands for Adaptive Training Pistol. That's what it was designed for from the ground up. It's that these replicas were actually not designed to be primarily used by airsofters. Obviously, it can be. I have in the past.
They work great.
Yeah, they work great, but. The main reason as to why the ATP exists, specifically even the ATP GT, is for military and law enforcement training. And so KDB was probably one of the very first companies, I guess, to really champion force-on-force training with law enforcement and military entities across the world. And there are quite a bit of, again, law enforcement and military agencies or entities across the world that use KDB products.
Yeah, we've had several different like orders and even accounts where guys from different agencies would be coming in and just order in bulk, whether it be the ATP sidearm series or whether it be the PTR Professional Training Rifle series.
Or the LM4.
Like the LM4s, the LM4 PTRs.
Yeah.
But the ATP itself, the Adaptive Training Pistol.
I think this is like the next step.
Yes, yeah.
So, the ATP was good for its time, but I think KDB wanted to continue to innovate. And obviously, it's an Airsoft replica gas blow-by pistol that KDB has released. Bro, how long has it been?
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Yeah.
So it's using the NS3 system. Like I said, aesthetically, it's pretty plain Jane. You know, it looks very reminiscent of a very ubiquitous service handgun out there in the real world. In real life. But you know, not to fear. There is a lot of I guess you would say like creature comforts that come with it. For example, the biggest thing I think is the optic mount.
Yes,
the fact
I feel like
that,
any airsoft pistol that comes out, even if it is going to be for law enforcement on training purposes, it needs to have at the very least be ready to take an optic.
But it's really good because there are a lot of those kind of entities out there that are starting to adopt, micro red dots on top of their service handguns.
It's a good thing.
This is a really good addition, I think, from KWA. Their NS3 gas system, I think we were test firing this bad boy. We're easily able to get 3 mags.
Yeah,
3 mags out of a single fill of green gas. And the best part, I think, about the ATP platform or how KDB designs their guns is that it's supposed to be like really no nonsense.
Yeah.
It just works. You plug in a battery, you fill this guy with BBs and green gas, and it just works.
That's pretty much the same for every KDB product in general. It's very much meant to be as simple and as straightforward as you can possibly get. And that was again by intention.
By intention, yeah, because most for example, like let's say like a police department buys like 50 of these to train all their officers for force-on-force training. yeah, the armor that's going to be in charge of all these airsoft replicas, like they're not going to know like how to adjust hop up or like like dial in your parts or like, oh, like yeah, this guy needs a new bucking. They're not going to know any of that.
They're not airsoft techs.
So they're just going to get basic training from KWA. Okay, this is how you fill up green gas. This is how you load up BBs. Go, and so you're going to get a lot of these guys that train with it. They're not airsoft players. Like they wouldn't know the ins and outs of how to get your airsoft replica to perform optimally. So they just designed it to be like, okay, it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's like 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10. When you get this guy, it's going to work. So there's that for you. So I think this thing's really dope, and also the fact that this also has a modular FCU, a modular fire control unit. So you pop the takedown pin on this, and you could literally yank out all the guts in this guy in one piece, which I think is amazing. And that follows up to
the carbine.
The carbine, baby, the bigger, badder brother. Oh my goodness, this thing is so cool. The integrated compensator on this thing, woo, looks absolutely killer.
A little rail mount on there.
Yeah, a little accessory on the bottom, and then I love this mag holder that also has its own separate magazine release to store your extra mag. I think the carbine kit will come with the extendo mag, and from what I've been told by KWA, for those of you guys who own the original ATP, I have 20 mags.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've collected so many ATP mags over the years. The GT will accept, no problem, the original ATP magazine.
Wow, even though it's too? Wow.
Backwards compatible, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I love the way KWA gas beloved pistol magazines load. The follower locks in place. So if you wanted to, let's say, just dry fire it, very easy to do. Yeah, and also loading it just so much easier and faster because you don't have to like hold down the follower. It'll just click into place. It'll lock. You load it up with BBs, and then you just release the follower at the end.
For anyone that owns a KWA gas beloved pistol, try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
In case you don't know.
Yeah, in case you didn't know. Yeah, you got the nice accessories, optic mount here on the rear. And the folding polymer like MCX style stock.
Woo. It is using a Picatinny end cap.
Yeah. So if you want to run it with no stock, that is
an option.
An option. Not one I would recommend, but that is an option, right? And then if you want to have like a metal stock, retractable stock, buffer tube adapter, the world is your oyster because of the Picatinny end cap in the rear. Yeah, but this guy is absolutely sick. Again, coming soon, TM. So
out of all the things that KWA has come out with recently, because there have been other stuff that KWA has come out with as well, this has got to be one of the coolest things that I've seen from them in a while. This and of course the ATP-Z lineup as well, which that will also be getting its carbine kit as well.
Yeah, I can't wait for the ATP-Z to come out. It's coming out soon, TM. So whenever KWA decides to release it, and just like what I said earlier, right, the GT, you could take this guy, right, take out the fire control unit, drop it into this guy, which they are going to release a carbine kit just separately without the guts in it. So you have two ways to building this thing. So you'll get that. You just drop in the fire control unit and then swap the slide over. You're good to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I think the modular fire control unit thing, I honestly think it's going to be the future of airsoft.
I think airsoft overall. Pistols, that's how most.
It's gonna be the next new thing, just because of how many possibilities, how much you can customize it.
How easy it makes it.
Yeah, without it being an absolute pain in the butt. Because obviously, you guys that build high kappas, custom high kappas, right? You have to keep track of all these little springs, little gubbins here and there, right? And in order to cosmetically upgrade something, you don't upgrade the frame, you have to gut out all the individual parts, right? It's a pain in the butt. But now you could just, if you want a new frame, potentially, KWA, if you're listening, make new frames, make different kinds of frames for these guys. Yeah. So you want different colored frames, different shaped frames, different size frames. You can easily swap that over, right? Slides, if you want different slides, right? It's gonna be easy to do, obviously. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future of the ATP ecosystem is gonna be. This is one heck of a way to start out, with your ecosystem with. So that's gonna be probably when it comes to the small stuff, that's my favorite.
Out of all the actually kind of going with that same sort of theme in terms of modular designed internals, my pick in terms of my small picks anyway, has got to be from PTS.
Wow.
It's got to be the OZ9.
I never thought you would say something like that. Well, yeah, because you like weird FUD guns.
You know what? I gotta admit, as much as of enthusiast and enjoyer of the strange, I gotta say that the OZ9, it just looks cool, man. Like it just straight up looks so freaking
clean,
sick on this.
yeah,
It looks clean
very
as well.
clean, yeah.
So obviously, yes, another very familiar looking design on this bad boy that is.
This is officially
by
licensed though,
but it's
by
officially licensed by
Zev
Zev Technologies.
So this is actually a replica. It's an airsoft replica of an actual real life firearm that exists out there on the market. Yeah.
And the trades, you will be able to go and find them throughout, of course.
Yeah, come on, yeah, I mean, you know PTS, man.
They gotta do it
They
right.
don't mess around. They don't mess around with the licenses. They don't mess around with the trademarks. They're always picking up the coolest brands to make officially licensed replicas. So I mean, you know what you're getting, and the quality obviously is no joke.
Yeah, absolutely.
PTS, yeah.
Polymer on this, actually, the grip is very, very nice. Of course, you got your lower accessory rail, some stippling throughout here on towards the front
I do
end.
dig the stippling. I kind of wish it was a little bit more aggressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, but to be fair, like I think it's fine like this. We can always re-stipple it if you wanted to. But out the box, this is actually really cool.
It is very comfortable to hold in the hands. Just like the grip angle is nice. It has like these nice little like. It really reminds me of like the Smith & Wesson M&P9.
Yeah, the sort of pattern you get on that one.
Just like the overall feel of it kind of reminds me of it. I think it's more comfortable than the most like Glock style airsoft pistols out there.
I'd agree with you on that.
Definitely a big improvement. Yeah, and then of course
Optic
mount.
ready.
Optics mount straight out of the box. Whoo, yeah, and I love the slide. Looks so clean. So nice.
I love the aggressive sort of like
serrations and ports on it. Yeah,
it's cool. But
yeah.
you might actually notice something a little bit different on this one as well. When we talk in terms of modularity, right? If you're looking at the trigger guard right above, right, you notice
There's
this
a
little
pin.
This little pin there.
Yeah.
What exactly does this pin do? I would punch it out for you if I should have brought my like punch.
Well,
kit
I mean,
with
you
it.
would have a hard time seeing it because of the camera angle, but. Yeah, you punch out the pin, and actually starting from the accessory rail and on into the frame, it's all one piece. Modular fire
the
control
whole
unit,
thing out, so you can just mix and match different slides, different frames.
But here's the thing though, I kind of wish. I think my opinion, even though that the OZ9 is super sick, it is TM compatible with TMG series stuff.
Yeah. I know we have reservations.
But I have reservations about it. But I mean, there are tons of aftermarket parts out there.
Yeah.
I don't even think this guy needs any upgrading to do personally. So there's also that. But anyway, but the biggest thing for me is that the modular control unit is freaking sick. But PTS, like, where's your ecosystem support?
Yeah.
You know, at least with KWA, they came out with the ATP GT, right? Which right now, like if you're watching this video right now, or this podcast right now, obviously it's gonna be available for sale. You can buy it right now at airsoftgi.com. But the carbine kit is still not yet available. It is coming soon. Coming soon, TM, right? But at least he announced it.
Yes.
At least we know it's coming, and they've teased it for at least well over a year.
And shout out to KWA too for being able to go in and send us a sample as well. That was really cool.
So already, they have the ecosystem support, but I'm not seeing anything for the OZ9.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're relying more so on the fact that it is still TMG series compatible. Maybe that's their argument. It's like it will already exist.
But you can't drop this into anything. It's like the frame itself is very unique.
That's true.
It's not a standard G series frame because this part of the frame right here where the rail is, right? That's part of the fire control unit. So when you take this out, you lose the rail. So like I don't really know where else this is gonna go. So PTS, I'd say, come on, man. Like I know you're cooking something. I know you did this for a reason. So come on, show us something.
To be fair, it already looks fantastic as is, so I couldn't really see too many people cosmetically making a ton of changes to it. Maybe just doing a few things internally, and like maybe that's about it at most. But even then, like you said, I think it's as good as is.
It's screaming carbine kit.
It's screaming carbine kit for you?
Yeah. And also, I want like a nice compact model.
That's fair. That's a good point. I like the
compact
like
model.
What you're thinking.
Would be cool because this is definitely like standard duty size. So compact model, carbine kit. Come on, man. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do. Yeah, but the TMG series, this being compatible, I can definitely see why PTS did it because I think, in their opinion, this is like the safe route.
It's a safe route to go.
The safe route is called TMG series because Tokyo Marui. But man, like I mean, in the U.S. right now, like I think there's a big push for standardizing the Elite Force Glock's design, which is that's like the only legal, I guess, like Glock style airsoft pistol that you could really sell in the U.S.
No, yeah, unfortunately.
So, and even what was it, the Red Wolf Airsoft, right? The EXA.
The EXA.
Yeah, that's Elite Force spec, and so there's already other aftermarket third-party companies, using that design to like kind of standardize it. I was really hoping that PTS would kind of like,
follow suit,
take the hint, But
you know what? I gotta say, like, I overall I am impressed with the PTS lineup. If you guys didn't know, PTS does have more stuff under their belts as well. It isn't just the OZ9 that they have. One of the pistols that isn't new per se, but definitely is new. I believe to this year has got to be the.
No, this is new. This is brand new.
To this year. It didn't come out like this month or anything like that, but a little while ago.
Yeah.
This is the Ed Brown 1911.
The Ed Brown, yeah. I think, is this also with Zev? This might be. Maybe? I don't know. Because I do see a Zev logo here.
Yes, then it should be. It should be.
So, I don't know, yeah. But this thing is absolutely sick.
No, it's cool,
man.
Yeah,
it's so sick. Like, I've wanted an optic-ready Airsoft 1911 for so long, and not having to do something crazy custom to it, this is so sick.
And again, just like with the OZ9, this is going to be still TM compatible, so it's TM 1911 at the end of the day.
TM 1911 is probably one of the best 1911 platforms out there outside of KWA. But, and KWA, I mean, they stopped supporting their 1911 a long time ago, so what's up with that, K-Dubs? Yeah, but anyway, outside of that, a
little bit of shade.
Yeah, you know, you get the nice double stack magazine, you know, and then you get the nice optic mount. Dude, I love the slide. The slide looks so clean. The Ed Brown, so good. The suppressy height sights, the optic mount, like I said earlier. The grip texture is actually like really nice on this. To this day, my favorite grip angle is going to be the 1911.
No, it's same.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
One thing I gotta say too is that one of the problems I've always had with a lot of 1911s, especially modern 1911s, or even some high kappas, especially the early ones that came out that were optic ready, is that the use of an optic would actually start really impeding the cycle rate. I'm happy to report that with the Ed Brown, you don't really get that.
Yeah, I mean, look how much weight they're saving on the
like
slide
they cut
too.
out. It's a lot on
so
here as
much
well.
weight. Yeah, it's really offsetting the weight of your red dot. And I think also the quality of the nozzle and the magazine is probably going to be really good. Yeah. I'm actually kind of curious though, like what would the cyclic rate be with a stock Tokyo Marui magazine, 1911 magazine?
We got to test that out. If any of you guys have tried it, let us know.
Oh, and I forgot one thing: the nice subtle magwell. The magwell is so nice. Whoo! I'm just sliding in magazines like no one's business. So freaking nice. So nice. Yeah. All right, so.
But yeah, PTS came out with that, of course. They do also have their freaking Zev rifles as well that have been available for some time too. But just in case you guys were curious, yes, they do have a full lineup.
The Zev carbine, in my opinion, looks very clean. I believe that they've been selling the Zev rails for a while on their own. So it's cool to see that
you can build one out if you want to.
Full AEG. It's going to be full metal. It comes with PTS furniture and the EPM magazine. So, you know, really good value, I think, out of the box. And then internally, I believe, what was it, like a SEMA Platinum or whatever?
Yeah. It's basically gonna be
so, you know, it's going to be decent internally.
It has its fans.
And then I think my personal opinion though with the rifles is that, or the full AGs, is that it is definitely on the pricier side. Yeah, but definitely cheaper than a lot of the Elite Force licensed products.
That's a valid point.
Definitely a lot cheaper. Yeah, so comparably, I think for a licensed product, it's definitely on the cheaper side. But yeah, I mean, but that's what you get. If you want something with the correct trademarks, the correct markings, that's your thing. Unfortunately, in this day and age, you do have to pay a premium for it.
That is an unfortunate reality. But you know, it's not an unfortunate reality, guys. Just wanted to give you a reminder that yes, any orders 179 or more automatically qualify you for free UPS ground shipping. And make sure that you guys are placing your $20 or greater orders not only to show your support for the channel, but of course to enter the next live stream giveaway. I'm hosting the live streams every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure that you are tuned in every day that we do a live stream. You don't want to miss out on those.
All right, thank you for the little ad read.
Of course, got to shameless shelf promotion.
Of course. Yeah, but actually, if you guys look here on the table, there's actually
there's more stuff.
There's one brand that's actually taking up the majority of the table.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. All right, we're talking about Bark Tourist.
Tourist.
All right. Now I gotta talk about this right now.
Right.
Oh, I've been chomping at the bit. Woo! The ATAC series, the Advanced Tactical AK from Arcturus. They have done it yet again. Was it in 2020? They released their original AK series. I thought that was game changing. 2019, yeah. I thought that was game changing. I thought that was.
Those were awesome. Those are still awesome even by today's standards.
Yeah, finding a modern AK AEG out of the box. Forget about it, man. Before Arcturus came around, dude, like who else was doing it? Like no one else was really doing it.
Not too much of the modern
stuff.
The
only modern AK that you could find out of the box was probably maybe like LCT, but like their Zeneco style stuff.
They had their AK-12. Yeah, they had some Zeneco stuff.
I'm not a big fan of just mono Zeneco. Personally, I'm just not a big fan.
I do like the Zeneco stuff, but it is just a little bit more inconvenient to try to find.
But that's the only one way to go. The only way to go with modern AKs up to
At the time.
up till Arcturus was like you either find some like I don't know, some like quad reel somewhere,
Or you have to get like an actual real AK M-Lock handguard.
Yeah. Or no, I'm saying out of the box.
Oh, out the box?
Some
Yeah,
like
no.
quad handguard reel stuff, and then Zeniko. That's it. You're pretty much just like boxed into Zeniko. Like you want a modern AK, you had to buy something that looked like a Zeniko. Yeah, and like it was cool, and then everyone started doing it, and then it stopped being cool, in my opinion. But look at this. All right, Arcturus came up with some M-Lock AKs out of the box with that micro switch trigger, wired to Deans already.
It's got the works on this thing, man.
So freaking good. And then just when I thought that they were done, right, they released the PP19s. Right? Oh my goodness. A platform everyone wanted but nobody had. And then after that, I was like, there's surely no way. And then boom, they dropped the ATAC.
And only the ATACs as well, like if you guys remember Arcturus' history in terms of what they've come out with, they originally had their PE line, which was already pretty dope.
Yeah.
Right? When the PEs came out, those were fantastic.
But they're limited to the PP19 platform.
Yeah, they were limited to the PP19. And they did come out eventually with like the AK-12 for it as well. Yeah. But my biggest thing was that they were always a little bit pricier and they had a lot of cool features, but it didn't really seem like they were a commonplace that you would find or something that was really needed or practical to the average player.
Yeah, it's hard to come by because they're just so expensive.
But then they came out with the
That's what
FEs.
I'm saying, bro. So
FEs.
the FE lineup. I mean, first they dropped it with the PP19, so obviously, like comparatively price-wise, you're gonna be paying significantly less because they don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to pay Perun to have their MOSFET in there. So the in-house design ETU, which I think performs phenomenally.
Yeah, it definitely does. Goes
really,
above and beyond.
Really good trigger response. I say they did kind of sacrifice a little bit of rate of fire compared to the PE.
That's fine. I mean,
I don't really see anyone going full auto anyway on the airsoft field. The way I see it nowadays is like full auto is like a flex.
Yeah.
If you want to flex on someone at the field, at the test range, be like, hey, check out my crazy build, right?
Awesome. I can't wait to never use this.
Yeah, exactly. But then when you play, everyone's on semi. So anyway, trigger response on the FE really good. This guy, no different, right? Same DNA, same internal DNA. Fantastic. I love the M-Lock rail. Looks even cleaner than their first rendition. And their mags. Oh my goodness.
This is the variable mid-cap magazine where you can choose between either rocking a more realistic 30 rounds or 130 rounds.
I mean, all their magazines have been doing that, but the design.
It is a clean design.
Modern, clean, original design AK mag that doesn't look terrible. This looks great. This looks fantastic out of the box. The grip is fantastic, right? Ooh, nice buffer tube.
Actually, what I like about this buffer tube, fold it. It folds.
Yeah. No, actually, Arcturus.
Yeah, they do make them a little stiff.
Yeah, they're pretty stiff to do. I don't want to show
Forgot
on
about
camera.
that.
Yeah, it takes a while to do it. So, I generally recommend people that if you want to do you want to store it for storage, you can leave it folded. But don't try to do the dynamic. I'm gonna unfold the stock on the field.
In the middle of a game. That's
too many people have broken it. Okay, so that, and then you get the nice upgraded finger shelf selector, which is great. And then what else? And then I love their little optic mount here.
Very nice.
But I also want to say, Arcturus, I kind of wish you made the rail dust cover.
Yeah, that would have been
or
nice.
Come out with some optic mount, because on the other side, right, you get your traditional side mount, which is cool, but man, kind of wish. It's
a little old.
Included, either you included the Picatinny mount that goes over it or something, because for AKs, I like to run my optics a little backwards, just a little bit farther back, just for weight distribution, just because AKs in general are so heavy because it's made out of freaking steel, so it's pretty front heavy. So I would like to move my optics a little bit more to the rear if possible. So that's my biggest gripe about it, honestly.
But you know what? I gotta congratulate them on one thing that you had been mentioning for years, and that I had been.
Yes.
I never thought it would even happen, but they finally did it. Dual wiring, baby.
Dual wire, baby. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So the fact that you could wire either traditionally in the dust cover, like an old head. Don't do it that way if you have an ATAC.
I mean, if you have the batteries, by all means.
Or you could plug a separate connector to the top wiring harness over here, right? You plug in a connector, and then there's another connector down here in the buffer tube. So you could wire it exactly the same way as your M4. You could share the same batteries. You don't need to worry about getting an AK battery and an M4 battery. It could take it all. Whatever you want to throw at it, it could probably take it. And the stock is really well designed too. I like the stock a lot. I probably will be calling up Arcturus soon and being like, hey, how much for just the stock?
They probably will release that on its own. I would not be surprised. Nice. It is a very nice stock.
Stock is of very good quality. Yeah, but as far as performance goes, this guy performs just as well as any other Arcturus. Just the fact that they're just the inner barrels, man, like very underrated. The inner barrels are
602 Type 4 inner barrel.
Steel QPQ coated, and the revolutionary rotary style hop up for the AKs. Makes adjusting hop up so much easier.
You gotta love a rotary hop on an AK, man.
Dude, Arcturus, they just haven't missed yet.
They haven't
come up with something.
Especially with this next one, honestly. It's funny, you can still have that one up because I'm gonna be showing off this one. This is gonna be the same gun, it's the same thing, but PDW. It's actually kind of funny. Normally, I am more of the carbine guy. I definitely like my long guns, but for some reason, the PDW version of the ATACs just kind of screamed to me for some reason. It's just so mean looking. It's just aggressive.
It looks so aggressive. Yeah, just how small and compact it is. I mean, one of my favorite variants of the AK platform is the 74 UN. So this is like 74 UN, but
modern.
More modern. Yeah, and I love how if you look closely, if you watch a review on it, because we did go over this in pretty detail, for this smaller PDW version, the muzzle device is slightly recessed, so it's like AK Honey Badger.
AK Honey Badger, maybe just a little thin trace unit, maybe.
But just like the carbine version, my same complaints about this is it's very front heavy. As you can see, when you trick it up full of accessories,
it's a little front heavy.
Yeah, everything's to the front, man. I mean, you have the side optic mount, Arcturus, to come out with something like. I wouldn't even mind buying it aftermarket, like after the fact.
Or maybe just to buy the rail dust cover.
Either the rail dust cover. Well, it's already too late for that.
They could sell one individually that would work for their stuff.
I don't know.
Just a drop-in component,
Maybe. It's either that or, you already have the side optic mount. So just make a cleaner, more lightweight version of because also the biggest complaint about the side optic mounts for AKs are that they're pretty heavy. They're bulky and they're heavy. So Arcturus, if you're watching, if you're listening, if you could come out with
like a poly one, like a really nice
either a polymer or the very lightweight aluminum one that's like very like lightweight, a lot of weight reduction cuts on it, make it look very modern, very smooth, very sleek. Just to give us an optic mounting option for the rear, because already, I don't need to worry about ever taking this off if I just rear wire the AK.
Yeah.
So like everything is like set up for success here. I just
missing
wish,
one or two.
I just kind of wish they kind of like put a couple extra cherries on top,
No, but again, even then, the gun is still very well designed. You're getting the same performance that you would with the carbine. You're still getting the same amazing trigger response, which again, the FEs, that's what they were designed for. That's the reason why they didn't really focus too much on the rate of fire, is that they really wanted to focus on the trigger response, which arguably is more important anyway.
Because everybody at Arcturus, they play airsoft. Yeah. They're all airsofters. So they know what airsofters want. Obviously, of course, you could have it both ways. You could have it to where you have crazy rate of fire and crazy trigger response. Sure. But I think Arcturus, they were prioritizing, hey, the airsoft player, I'm playing semi mostly, give him good trigger response, they'll be happy. And I think also just kind of like having a more reasonable full auto. I think in my personal opinion, it serves two purposes. Number one, it'll inherently make the gun more reliable. I know a bunch of people would be like,
I'm DSG and it's super reliable.
Super reliable. I can get my.
Okay.
It's like, okay, but like when you're mass producing these, there are some considerations to make. So, I think just to maintain the high level of quality control, plus coming out with something that is more reliable in the long term. I think having a more moderate rate of fire is good. Plus, the second thing is, if you do decide to go full auto, this is a very reasonable thing to go full auto in. If this was ripping at 35 rounds a second, I would feel guilty full autoing someone. You're gonna start a fight. Someone's gonna be very mad at you for ripping them at 35 rounds a second. But,
especially us, because we play with a lot of like younger audiences too.
Yeah. But this having a more moderate rate of fire, if you do shoot someone in full auto on the airsoft field, like I think it's definitely reasonable. So, okay, you'll take it. I mean, it sucks because you got full autoed, but if the field will allow you to go full auto, I think there's a very reasonable rate of fire. So that's just my takeaway from it. But yeah, other than that, Arcturus, I think they did a really good job on this. I cannot wait to buy one. I cannot. Yeah,
there's a lot of things that have been coming out recently that we're both genuinely like, we're gonna end up spending money on this. But in case you were wondering, the FE does not only apply to their AK lineup. They do have, of course, ARs
That's
as well.
Right. The full spectrum. So not only just airsoft AKs, but airsoft M4s. In my opinion, unsung heroes. Just because of how much hype the ATACs have generated, and I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Like having a hyper modern, airsoft AK AEG. That
with
has
these aesthetics,
all the bells and whistles out of the box. Of course, it's going to take all the thunder, but I think these guys kind of released a little bit more quietly.
So if
a
you
little
guys,
bit under the radar.
If these guys look familiar, they should. These are going to be essentially revamped versions of the Sword NYO6 models, the Karambit here, the little PDW. They're all going to be the same externally. However, the main difference is going to be the FE.
So I think they're going to be updating, from what I remember, I think they're going to be updating the entire product range for the M4 series to basically, I think they're starting to phase out a lot of the earlier micro switch design stuff, because I think from what I remember, a lot of the techs who like to work on these, they said that like the micro switch was a bit challenging to work around.
Which honestly, why are they even doing it in the first place? They were perfect.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of airsoft players they take apart their guns because they can, not because they should.
Fair.
So I mean that is part of the hobby. So I think they recognize that, and so they're definitely trying to make it more like tuner friendly.
Got it.
So. Yeah, so they're phasing out their micro switch versions to the FE. I mean, hey, the FE ETU, like I said time and time again,
it's great.
Fan-freaking-tastic, yeah. So you get your polymer body nice and lightweight. You get your aluminum rail on all your stuff. So you get a nice hybrid build, which I think is really nice. It's very lightweight and it's very durable.
I guess the biggest question is like for some viewers at home, right? Because we were just talking about the ATEX. Does that make it front heavy? I didn't really think so. Honestly, because you can still put unlike the AKs, you can put your accessories lower onto the onto the receiver. It's not all in the front.
Yeah, I think the problem is like with AKs, if you want to build a high quality AK, you have to make a lot of your parts out of steel, just like the real thing.
Yeah.
So I think just inherently the AK just tends to have worse weight distribution compared to an M4. That's just the way I see it. Yeah, but with like an M-lock rail nowadays, with modern M-lock rails, it's so much more lightweight on an M4. Yeah, like you're able to get really good balance out of this. But yeah, you're getting updated furniture, so you're getting the upgraded stocks, upgraded pistol grips or motor grips on this thing, so it's doing everything. It's doing everything that basically the ATAC AK does, but just in the standard M4 format, which I think is great.
And again, I know a lot of you guys, like longtime viewers of the channels, know that I really hate PDW stocks. This one is actually not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's up there with KWA.
Yeah,
I would say it's up there with KWA. And the best part is the price. I think these are all roughly around the $250 range.
These are all going to be a lot more affordable.
They're trying to compete with the MGC4, and I don't like that.
I'm just saying, MGC4 will always be number one.
Well, yeah. I mean, as of right now, it's still on sale for what? Less than $300.
Less than $300. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want something also really solid that's full metal, I'd say get the MGC4. If you don't care about that, I think the Arcturus Sword and the Karambit in FE, the FE edition, is insane.
Yeah,
insane
they're all
value.
Great value. But let's talk about something that maybe is a little bit higher tier in terms of price point. Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room.
Oh gosh, the one I like the least.
If you guys didn't see that video, make sure to go and check that out. That was funny as hell. Yeah, let's talk about the Arcturus Trinity series. This is the new Trinity HPA line that just released not too long ago on our website. Yeah.
Do we have to talk about this?
We got to talk about it. Let's get it over with. Let's do it. Okay, look. The reason why we are begrudgingly, taking this attitude is because we're not the biggest HPA enjoyers out there. Hell, people know this. We've made it very clear that we are primarily GVRs, AEGs. That's our bread and butter. So HPA, while it is cool, it's not our biggest thing. But let's still talk about this thing as a whole.
Yeah, for what it is. Let's talk about for what it is. Yeah, for what it is, it's great.
It's cool.
I think it's fantastic. Yeah, like whatchamacallit, like there's just not very many all-in-one HPA systems out there on the market.
Not any comprehensive packages.
Yeah, the only thing I can think about off the top of my head is did ASG release their Scorpion Evo at some point as HPA?
They have one with the Gen 2 Inferno engine, but I don't think even then it came included with well, actually, no, that one was pretty good.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
And then what else? There was and then Wolverine MTW, obviously.
Yes, awesome.
But they're having some stock issues. Like we're not really getting much of them in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with them. And then after that it's all custom. It's just Polar Star. You have to buy the engine separately.
Drop in a Fusion, drop in a Kythera.
You have to get a donor AEG, right, for Polar Star. And then even Wolverine, right? They also make just their own standalone just kits, which is great. But I don't think everyone has the patience or the ability to trial and error to make everything fit and work together. So I think having something like this is good.
It's very convenient.
Yeah, I think the Wolverine MTW was great for when it came out. Just offering players just an all-in-one solution, and now Arcturus is doing it. So I think this is a little bit more expensive though than the MTW.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like, I mean, not a huge amount, I should say, but still, it is a little bit up there. These are going for about $830 last I checked on the website. They are going to be pricey, but you do get a lot of good stuff out of this bad boy.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, I think what's even crazier is that Arcturus, not only did they collaborate with Perrin, but now they're collaborating with Gate, like a competitor to Perrin. So that's very interesting.
The gun is using essentially Gate's Pulsar D HPA system in addition to a Gate Titan 2 installed in
and the Gate Nova trigger.
And the Gate Nova trigger on it as well. So you get a lot of good stuff.
So this is it's solid. And personally, if I were to choose between the Wolverine and the Gate, was it the Pulsar? I prefer the Pulsar. I think the Pulsar is a lot more easier to use, and I think it performs. Like, I mean, it's HPA, they all kind of perform the same, but you know.
I mean, let's be real. The reason you go with an HPA is because you want that consistency. You're going it because you want it to be competitive.
Min-max performance.
Yes.
Min-maxing performance, which is okay, I can understand. But I just think it's so much easier to use because of the Gate Titan 2. So many people are used to and familiar with using the Gate Titan, the
GCS.
Bluetooth, the Bluetooth interface.
Gate control system.
Yeah, which is so much easier to use compared to like other systems out there. So, does Wolverine have an app for their ETU?
If they do, let us know in the comments. I didn't think they did.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, but normally, you know, you have to like go to like your little like FCU board, right? And you have to like
you have to use a little toggle to go and program the settings,
which is a pain in the butt, you know. So the fact that like Gate's like, hey, we're making the Titan ETU compatible with both AG and HPA, and then you know the app you can control and modulate everything in the Pulsar.
No more messing up your dwell time.
The whole ecosystem is built to work with each other, which I think is fantastic. Nova trigger, you can adjust the trigger sensitivity. We got this thing in our video extremely sensitive. Yeah. So you get time crisis the trigger as you Speedy Boys do.
Time crisis.
And then the build quality from Arcturus is obviously top tier. Yeah, they're really coming after a lot of these higher end manufacturers that have been like the king of external build quality for a long time. They're coming after them.
They are seriously trying to dethrone everyone.
Yeah. Like they're coming after KWA. They're coming after VFC. They're coming after G&G. Like 100%. Like the build quality on this thing is solid. And I mean, but outside of that, you know, like it does the HPA thing. You know, you still have to buy your line and your regulator
and your tank.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this is that this also does have the standard JST connector.
Yeah.
To your like your HPA battery. But if you don't like that, and if you don't want that, they give you an adapter out of the box, JST to Dean's, and you can take a 7.4 volt LiPo. Not a level 1. This one
not accept the level 1 at
7.4
all.
only. But you can take a 7.4 Airsoft battery and put it into the buffer tube, and you're good to go for like 3 days probably.
Yeah, now you can
Lots of
run
juice.
a much more average size, milliamperage battery, which is a great thing, especially if you're trying to play with this long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But other than that, man, I mean, like I said, it's gonna do the HPA thing. So it's gonna fart at you. Yeah. And then you're gonna be able to take advantage of the over volume effect, get extremely consistent shots with heavy BBs. But I don't really like the HPA one as much. But I do love the original AEG.
The Trinity AEGs?
Yeah, the Trinity AEG using Gate internals as well.
Those were solid too, and those are definitely a lot more affordable compared to the HPA.
They shoot phenomenal. We did a video like kind of doing a preview, obviously. So we got a functioning prototype that we got to shoot at Arcturus's warehouse at their headquarters, and that gun just rips. That thing absolutely rips. And I hate to say it, like it truly is gonna. They're coming after our GI Custom Storms.
Oh,
they're coming after it.
I mean,
just the way they shoot, it's coming after it, and I
have mixed feelings about this.
It hurts me to say that. Yeah, it hurts me to say it, and they're priced so competitively.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
What are they like right under $600?
So, they are
like right under $600. So for like $200 cheaper than the Trinity HPA, you get a top of the line AEG. Yeah, which is...
It's really hard to beat that,
Yeah, it is. I don't know how they're making money off of this thing. Like, I don't know how much money that they're making off of the Trinities, because there's no way that they could sell an AG that well performing for that low.
Yeah.
And like I said, like the performance is really coming after our Storm custom line, which is...
When we keep comparing all these different models and different brands, it kind of makes me... Well, not to spoil too much for maybe next time, but I kind of want to do now a tier list.
Oh yeah. We're definitely going to do an Airsoft brand tier list. Obviously, our personal opinions on which brands we like, which ones, and how
expect fights.
Yeah.
Expect arguments.
Yeah, really fights. Yeah, dude, I can't wait for the comments. The comments, everyone's going to be.
Why didn't you say this brand? It's my favorite.
Yeah. But Oh my gosh, yeah, that's definitely something. But yeah, I mean, but these are all the releases of 2024 so far and what we think about them. Like I said, I think my favorite of all time probably will probably be, yeah, for me it'd have to be the ATAC.
ATACs?
Yeah, it had to be the Advanced Tactical AK. I've been waiting for that for so long.
It's a tie for me. It's definitely got to be the ATAC, specifically the PDW, or it's actually got to be the KWA ATP GT Carbine. That one, even though that one's not released yet on our website, that one should be coming soon. But that's just cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, big ups to KWA for being, so forward thinking. Yeah. They were coming up with this stuff like years before. They were planning this stuff years before anyone else has really thought about it. Here at GI, we also do a lot of consulting for a lot of different manufacturers, and so that's one thing that we've been talking about for the past like several months is, hey, like this modular airsoft pistol thing, like it needs to be a thing because what we've been noticing, right, like the standard high kappa, it's being kind of played out, like
it's being phased out for sure.
Not phased out, just being played out. Everyone and their mom has a high kappa, and everyone knows how to build one, but the build options are everyone's getting kind of tired of that aesthetic. So I think a lot of players are starting to consider, what's the next big platform? Yeah, and so we've been telling a lot of these manufacturers, hey, you got to come up with something that is modular, like the M17, like the P320. So, but KWA they've been planning this for years ahead. So big ups to them. So I definitely appreciate what they're doing. Hopefully, aftermarket companies will catch on and they'll add to the KWA ecosystem. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, the more parts that come out, the longer a platform's going to be able to be in cycle.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but at the end of the day, all these Airsoft replicas are cool. But if you want to see cool stuff, if you want to encourage more manufacturers to come out with cooler things like this and not just M4s and high kappas, you got to vote with your wallet. Yeah. You got to show them, the way that you show them, hey, we like this thing is by buying it, honestly.
Investing into the platform.
Yeah, investing into the platform, and that will let the manufacturers know, hey, this stuff is good. The reason why Arcturus made the ATAC is because their original line of AKs have sold phenomenally. They've sold really well. They've gotten really good market feedback saying, hey, the Airsoft players, they like this stuff. So they went ahead and made something like this.
Yeah, if they didn't sell well, the ATACs would not exist. The
if
PEs,
nobody,
FEs
if nobody talked about the original Arcturus AKs, the ATAC would not be here. I think KWA is a little bit different because they're specifically looking at law enforcement and military training. Clientele. Yeah, so they just kind of do their own R&D, But even things like, for example, like the Trinity with Gate, right? If nobody talked about, no one cared about their partnership with Perrin, right? They're like, oh, whatever, or if everyone said, oh, that's cool, but no one bought them, I don't think Arcturus would have collaborated with Gate. Yeah,
no, they wouldn't.
Yeah. They wouldn't have encouraged it to do that. So I hope you guys know, like, you guys as the end users, as the players, you guys have incredible power. And when it comes to influencing what comes out to the Airsoft community. So keep that in mind. Everything you see here, obviously, you can get at airsoftgi.com. And I would highly encourage you guys to check the website regularly because a lot of these things will either go really fast or some of them might have surprise discounts on them.
Absolutely, and not only that, we are dropping new products at a very, very increasingly fast rate. There's constantly new products hitting the website almost daily at this point.
And but other than that, I think that's about it for this episode of the Deadbox podcast. We talk about the new exciting stuff. Stay tuned for next week. That's the spicy.
That's gonna be a spicy episode. I'm gonna start throwing hands.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you guys for sticking around. My name is Boaz
and Isaias,
and we'll see you next time, Mayo Gang.
Take it easy, guys.